General George S. Patton was one of the most controversial and legendary figures of World War II. Known for his aggressive tactics, unfiltered opinions, and fiery personality, Patton embodied the image of a battlefield commander who led from the front. However, behind his military genius was a man whose life was filled with scandals, shocking incidents, and unorthodox beliefs. From bizarre childhood stories to his mysterious death, here are 10 of the most scandalous and shocking facts about General Patton. Number 1. A wealthy and eccentric childhood. George Smith Patton Jr. was born on November 11, 1885, in San Gabriel, California, into a wealthy family with a long military tradition. His ancestors had fought in the American Revolution and the Civil War, shaping his belief that he was destined for battlefield glory. However, Patton struggled with reading and writing, leading some historians to believe he had dyslexia, though he later became an avid reader and writer. Despite his challenges, Patton was raised in a privileged environment, spending much of his childhood horseback riding and fencing. His family's fortune allowed him to attend West Point, where he became a standout in fencing and equestrian events. He even competed in the 1912 Stockholm Olympics in modern pentathlon, finishing 5th despite controversy over a disputed pistol shot. Patton's personal life was equally remarkable. In 1910, he married Beatrice Banninger, the daughter of a wealthy Boston industrialist. They had 3 children, Beatrice, Ruth Ellen, and George Patton IV, the latter of whom also became a U.S. Army general. While his marriage remained stable, rumors persisted that Patton had affairs during his military campaigns, including alleged relationships with women in England and France during World War II. Though these rumors were never confirmed, they added to his reputation as a larger-than-life figure. Number 2. The blood and guts slapping incidents. One of Patton's most infamous scandals occurred in August 1943, when he slapped and verbally abused 2 American soldiers suffering from battle fatigue, now known as PTSD, in a military hospital in Sicily. In the first incident, Private Charles H. Cole of the 26th Infantry Regiment was recovering in an evacuation hospital when Patton confronted him, accusing him of cowardice. Patton slapped Cole across the face, cursed at him, and ordered him back to the front lines. Just days later, Patton repeated the behavior with another soldier, Private Paul G. E. Bennett, striking him and threatening to shoot him. Word of these incidents reached General Dwight D. Eisenhower, who was furious and forced Patton to apologize personally to both soldiers and their medical staff. Though Patton avoided being court-martialed, the scandal nearly ended his career. Eisenhower removed him from combat command and ordered him to take a low-profile role. The incident divided public opinion. Some saw Patton as an unhinged brute, while others believed his actions reflected his belief that soldiers needed toughness to survive war. Number 3. Obsession with reincarnation and past lives. Patton firmly believed that he had lived many past lives as a warrior. He frequently spoke about his belief in reincarnation, claiming he had fought in numerous battles throughout history. He insisted that he had been a Roman legionnaire under Julius Caesar, a Napoleonic marshal, and even an ancient Greek warrior. During World War II, Patton visited historic battlefields and eerily described events as if he had been there. When standing in Carthage, he reportedly stated, "Through the travail of the ages, midst the pomp and toil of war, I have fought and strove and perished countless times upon this star." His obsession with past lives influenced his aggressive battlefield strategies. He believed that his soul was destined for war, and his confidence in battle was reinforced by his conviction that he had already experienced warfare for centuries. Number 4. The infamous speech before D-Day. On May 31, 1944, just days before D-Day, Patton delivered a shocking speech to the Third Army in England, filled with profanity and brutal honesty about war. The speech, often referred to as the speech, included such lines as, "When you put your hand into a bunch of goo that a moment before was your best friend's face, you'll know what to do." Patton's vulgar and aggressive rhetoric was meant to inspire his troops, but it also reinforced his reputation as a brutal, no-nonsense leader. He insisted that Americans loved to fight and that the key to victory was to kill the enemy before they killed you. Many soldiers found the speech motivating, while others were appalled by its crude intensity. Number 5. A deep-rooted hatred for the Soviet Union. Although the US and the Soviet Union were allies during World War II, Patton despised the Soviets. He repeatedly warned American leadership that they were making a mistake by trusting Joseph Stalin. In May 1945, after Germany's surrender, Patton openly suggested that the US should invade the Soviet Union while they had the military advantage. He once remarked, "We're going to have to fight them eventually. We might as well do it now while we have the army here." His hostility toward the Soviets led to increased tensions between him and US officials, especially General Eisenhower and President Harry Truman, who saw Patton as reckless and politically dangerous. Number 6. Anti-Semitic and racist comments. Despite his military genius, Patton had a troubling history of anti-Semitic and racist remarks. He wrote in his diaries that Jewish Holocaust survivors were lower than animals and referred to them as subhuman. He also showed little sympathy for African American soldiers, believing they were inferior fighters. These views alienated him from many in the US government, and by the end of the war, Patton's outspokenness was seen as a liability. His blatant disregard for political correctness contributed to his eventual fall from favor in Washington. Number 7. The suspicious car accident that killed him. On December 9, 1945, just months after World War II ended, Patton was involved in a mysterious car accident near Mannheim, Germany. His Cadillac staff car was hit by a military truck, leaving him with a broken neck and paralysis. Unlike others in the car, Patton suffered life-threatening injuries, and he died on December 21, 1945 at the Heidelberg Hospital. Many conspiracy theories suggest that Patton was assassinated, possibly by Soviet agents or even the US government. Some believe his opposition to the Soviets made him too dangerous, leading to speculation that his accident was orchestrated. However, no solid evidence has ever proven this theory. Number 8. Feud with British and American generals. Patton was infamous for his long-standing feuds with other Allied commanders, particularly British Field Marshal Bernard Montgomery. The two men despised each other and competed fiercely for military glory throughout World War II. During the Battle of Normandy, 1944, Montgomery's slow progress in capturing Cannes infuriated Patton, who considered him overly cautious and incompetent. Patton openly mocked him, calling him a tired little fart and once stating, "If Monty had the guts, he could have won the war months ago." The rivalry escalated during Operation Market Garden, Montgomery's overambitious and failed attempt to capture key bridges in the Netherlands. After its failure, Patton reportedly laughed at Monty's humiliating blunder, telling reporters, "I could have done it in half the time, and with half the casualties." Patton also had tensions with Eisenhower, whom he accused of being too politically cautious and soft on the Soviets. These feuds damaged Patton's relationships within the Allied High Command, isolating him as a military leader who refused to play by the rules. Number 9. Almost lost his job for praising the Nazis. In September 1945, Patton made one of the most controversial statements of his career when he compared ex-Nazis to American politicians. As the military governor of Bavaria, Patton was responsible for overseeing the denazification process, which involved removing former Nazi officials from positions of power. However, Patton refused to purge many ex-Nazis, arguing that they were the only ones capable of running Germany efficiently. When questioned by reporters about his policies, Patton made the shocking remark, "The Nazi Party is just like the Democratic and Republican parties in the US. Everybody belonged to it." This outraged Washington and led to immense backlash. Eisenhower was forced to relieve Patton of his command, effectively ending his career. The scandal reinforced the perception that Patton was out of control and unwilling to adapt to post-war diplomacy. Number 10. The Nazi gold heist. One of the most enduring mysteries surrounding Patton involves the alleged theft of Nazi gold. In the final days of World War II, Patton's Third Army discovered a massive Nazi treasure trove hidden in a salt mine in Merkers, Germany. The loot included gold bars, jewelry, and priceless artifacts worth millions of dollars. However, not all of the gold was officially accounted for, leading to speculation that some of it vanished under mysterious circumstances. Rumors spread that certain US military officers had smuggled portions of the treasure. possibly with Patton's knowledge or approval. There were even whispers that some of the missing gold ended up in secret Swiss bank accounts, never to be recovered. While there is no definitive proof linking Patton to the theft, the mystery of the missing Nazi gold remains one of the most intriguing and controversial stories of the war.